Guys, we got a great episode. We're going to talk about Fibonacci and the existence of God and St. Thomas Aquinas, a.k.a. St. Thomas Aquinas, as Yannis Pappas calls him.
Yeah, see me in Miami, September 11th through 13th, Bakersfield, California, and a couple other dates at YannisPappasComedy.com.
That's right. And then tomorrow, Friday, September 5th, I will be at the Chicago Theater. And then the next week, September 11th, at the theater at MSG. And then September 27th in Saudi Arabia, ChrisDComedy.com for Tiki Wikis. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another beloved episode of History Hyenas. I am somebody because of these glasses, and that's my goal, is to look like somebody, because my face does not have the golden ratio, which we're going to be talking about today, but my partner's closer to the golden ratio, and he needs to hear it today because he's off the beam. So, cuz, I just want you to know you're a handsome kid.
Thank you, cuz. I don't feel pretty today. I called you today and said, is there a way that maybe you and Jesse could start this podcast by just telling me different ways that I'm handsome? Because I don't feel good. I feel fine. I feel depressed. I feel sad, and I feel tired. So I don't know what it is. It's probably because I ate a lot of sugar this weekend.
Have you thought about going on a shopping spree?
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
Because it worked for Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. It might work for you because you're pretty Fibonacci.
Yeah, I had to keep reminding myself. I had to say to my friends, I had to do my Beamcast this weekend. I had to keep repeating the same mantra that I've been repeating. I had to say, hope is my hedge, facts are my proof, I am already winning. Hope is my hedge, facts are my proof, I am already winning. Hope is my hedge, facts are my proof, I'm already winning.
Now, where'd you get this
keep
one?
saying that. That's through I just was sitting on a bench looking at the Hudson River saying that all weekend.
Now, whenever you get off the beam, do you ever just try to call Debo just to silence the brain a little bit?
Yeah, well,
just go through some Keith Hernandez stats or some glory moments from when the Mets made the playoffs and just silence the brain a little bit, because a lot of people like to do meditation and they talk about mindfulness. But if you could talk to somebody whose brain is very close to dead,
yeah,
maybe that has a calming effect.
Well, I wanted to call Debo.
Talk about bag sizes,
all that,
flight patterns. Yeah.
Have him say, have him text me like, would you ask me something? And instead of spelling it WOULD, he spells it WOOD. He's never wrote the right spelling of wood ever in a text. But unfortunately, those guys were all at Long Beach, or it was Labor Day weekend, so they can't afford to get into the U.S. Open and buy the honey deuces, so they go to O'Neill's bar and they just make the honey deuces there.
O'Neill's and Maspeth, who, by the way, I don't know if we have a bigger fan than
Deirdre O'Neill.
Yeah, the Deirdre O'Neill. I mean, she's all over every video we post. It's the first like, it's the first comment.
Yep.
Maspeth's son O'Neill. We may have to just...
Should we do a live show at O'Neill's?
We may have to do that. And I love looking at Debo's Instagram because it just always looked like those guys are celebrating something.
Oh yeah.
It just is celebrating something.
You never really know.
They always got like red cups in their hand.
Yep.
They always look like they're at a frat party.
Well, yeah, and they'll always be like I had some people over yesterday, and I was doing all these things, and I had to, we got out there at like 10 a.m. and I had such this long day with the family, and then Debo, and then I look at my phone, and it was just them texting me videos of them doing nothing at O'Neill's, just drinking all day, watching college football, making honey deuces, and just having conversations with me. I hadn't answered once for 12 hours, just answering what they thought I would answer, and then they're, calling me, and then inevitably, just for no reason at all, calling me homo, and you just get kind of dinged up. But it's just Debo. I think that when I get off the beam again, I will take your advice and I will just start talking to Debo. Yeah. I will start talking to Debo about the economy.
Yeah, you don't want to text me, because then I'm going to go into a long harangue about how AI has proved that there's a prime mover.
Yeah, unfortunately, what we're going to do is we're going to do two very fun things at patreon.com/historyhyenas immediately following this episode. Is go over there right now is we're going to read texts from me and Yannis that I asked him how his day was going, and then the text he sent me probably shot me right off the beam. And then we're also going to do our leaky roof of the week. We got a guy who's tied directly to the Fibonacci sequence that is a contemporary guy, lived in modern times, and his roof was leaky big. So stick around at patreon.com/historyhyenas right after this episode.
Yeah, the Patreon, we're going to be talking about a guy named Philip K. Dick.
Yeah.
Who, at the time, people thought he had a real hole in the roof.
Right.
He was talking about crazy stuff, about how he has contact with a superior intelligence, but he was a prolific writer, and all the movies like Blade Runner, things like that, ended up being based on his books, and now people are saying we live in a simulation, so he's not that crazy, or is he? Check out patreon.com/history.
We're going to tell you all about it.
Also, our live show that we just recorded in Stamford, Connecticut is up on our bonus, and all those photoshops the fans do over there. We love you. Go join patreon.com/historyhyenas. That's our community. It's our cute-munity.
Cuz-munity. And even better news, if you missed our live show, we're doing another one in New York City at the Comedy Cellar Monday, September 22nd. Monday, September 22nd. Tickets are at historyhyenasisback.com or on comedycellar.com. Monday, the 22nd of September, another live show at 6 p.m.
Yeah, and let me just throw this in right now because I need help moving tickets. I'll be in Miami, September 11th through 13th. I'll be throwing the wig on because tickets are moving slow.
It's what it is. So Yannis, what he just did right here is he traded the wig for the yarmulke. Yeah. And the kid just promoted his dates and he's screwed in. That's what it is. And we have Nick, the guy who does our clips, sitting in the corner taking notes, and he's a theater.
Because when you put that yarmulke on with that German head, you know what it looks like?
Yeah.
It looks like you're a Nazi soldier who just cleaned something out and then is just joking around with the soldiers with what he found after looting the place.
Just messing around. Like, look at me. This is
Look, this is what we are. This is what we are. Oh, I'm the Greenberg family. Oh, where are they? Oh, I did go sick.
Yes. Yeah. This is like a frisbee. Let's play frisbee with it, Han.
Because there's no question that the Nazis, unfortunately, they played frisbee. They probably invented it. After they took a couple of them, they probably took their hats off and started doing that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
They were probably the first ones to make them frisbees. Yeah.
Frisbees, and we are selling frisbees on, in addition to our other merch, Coffee Leroy mugs and stickers and new merch, all at historyhyenasisback.com. We also are selling frisbees. And that is a fact. That is a truth, Bader Ginsburg. So if you want to, you just go to historyhyenasisback.com and get the merch.
And if you're a young kid who loves podcasts, which is a large part of podcast fans, we got these stickers you can put on your fucking guitar, your laptop.
Yeah.
It's always those kids who...
Or your AK-47.
Yeah, or your AK-47.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. Please, if you're going to do a shooting, please do not put our stickers on your gun.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Why did all these shooters always fucking graffiti their guns?
Because they're weird kids.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kids. Yeah.
I have no idea. I wish the weird kids would just do podcast clips instead of shooting up schools like Nick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need more of those. And let me tell you our fans over at our community, the matriarchy, one of them has already put your face on that trans kid's head. And that'll be in the next portfolio of Photoshop photos going up on Instagram. We always share.
I mean, it's what it is, because here's the thing. Today we're going to talk about the Fibonacci sequence, and I do, first of all, the Fibonacci, a.k.a. the Fibonacci is what we'll call him, or if you're in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, you'll call him... So
for Patreon, it's well, the Patreon names are going to be fun after this one.
It's what it is
because his name's Fibonacci, but if you have a speech impediment, it could come out Fibonacci.
Yeah, and I by the way, I just called him Fibonacci. So it's Fibonacci, and I've called him Fibonacci. And the one thing that is clear. So that's what we'll call it.
We noticed a little sequence, a little pattern in the name.
And then anytime we catch someone telling a lie, we're going to call him a little Fibonacci. You little Fibonacci.
You're a little Fibonacci, yeah.
So Fibonacci, he has he discovered this math sequence in the 1200s. Yannis was the one who put me onto it, and I did a lot of research, and I got to be honest with you. I realize I don't have a brain for math at all. I watch multiple videos on the golden ratio, which I know you know better than me, on the Fibonacci sequence, which you understand. We were texting about it all weekend, and I'm starting to believe that people who have brains that can easily identify math are the ones who are really in base reality, and the ones who can't understand math like me, I am the simulation. I don't believe that someone who can understand math like that has the same human brain as me, because I don't see it at all. And if math is the universal language of the universe, I can't speak it.
Right.
So that must mean I was created by the mathematician. So if you have a brain that can easily get this,
I cannot.
So then you and I both, I think, are not in the base reality, and the people that are, like an Elon Musk or Fibonacci, those guys, I think if you can speak math, then you're base reality.
Wow, so you're saying we're just extras in this movie, and the main stars are autistic kids, and
yes.
we were just created by God, who's just the great autistic kid in the sky?
Yes.
He's a math nerd, he's a math geek, he's a finger sniffer, he sniffs seats?
Yes, that's what I believe.
Kid.
That's the kid.
Everyone's always wondering, is God all-powerful from the Old Testament? Is he rageful? Is he a woman because he nurtures and he loves? Is he the Trinity? We are here to tell you at History Hyenas, the kid's a fucking finger sniffer.
He's a finger sniffer.
He is a absolute nerd.
As soon as you get to heaven, as soon as you get to the gates of heaven, you're not going to see a guy at the pearly gates with the long white hair as depicted in the paintings. You're going to open that gates, and he's going to be like this.
Yeah, he's going to say, you want to sit down and play a game of Minecraft?
Yeah, and he's going to go like that. Yeah. He's going to have his big headphones on like Warren from Something About Marriage. We go, Franks and Beans. But yet he can make all this artistic, beautiful stuff because God has autism, and that's what we're here to prove with the Fibonacci sequence.
Yes.
A.k.a. the Fibonacci sequence, a.k.a. the Fibonacci.
Yeah. The thing is, it's funny. Everyone's always worried, including RFK Jr., of course, our newest expert and everything. Everyone's always worried about autistic kids. They go, autism's on the rise. No. Autism is just humans evolving in real time to live in the AI age.
Yes.
It's evolution happening in real time. Stop worrying about the autistic kids. They're adapting quite well. We're the ones that are going to go
yeah.
Autistic kids are going to have relationships with computers.
100% every time, and I know that this is true because when I was a pediatric physical therapist, every child with autism, when I have to take to the bathroom to wipe their butts, their assholes always look like a USB port.
And why is that, you think?
I don't know, but it's something I noticed. Yeah. I would have to, help them. They can't clean themselves, so I would just say, these kids just like a USB port. A couple of times I would just have to charge up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop being concerned that autism is on. Stop being concerned. I'm trying to make this for a clean clip.
Yeah, because
we got a clip guy here.
Because we do have Nick, the clip guy here, who told us he's a theater kid and he's kind of woke.
Yeah, he's kind of woke, but he says he's not easily offended. But there's one thing that's for certain: this career is his second option.
It's what it is.
The kid wanted to be in a Shakespearean play.
Yeah.
And then he grew up in an era where nobody gives a fuck about drama anymore.
Yeah, they want
two comedians who got leaky roofs to just riff.
That's what it is. But he's still walking around with a mustache and a hairpiece like he's D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers. So the kid just because he wants to work at the Renaissance Fair big. We're going to get a pic of Nick for Patreon. We're going to get a pic of the hair and the facial hair.
I swear, I think I recognize him from Secaucus when he had to be a turkey leg.
It's what it is. Yeah, he was at my birthday party 3 years ago.
You love a Renaissance.
Yeah. Oh, and this weekend, after my daughter's got a soccer match on Sunday, then I'm going because make absolutely no mistake, I live within 20 minutes of the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
Now, so that's why I bought the place I bought.
Yeah, you need to be close to a Renaissance Fair. You need to be close to certain issues. You need to be able to see the skyline, and I think you've achieved that.
I have achieved that.
And if we give out any more clues, people are going to locate your exact coordinates.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Fibonacci. Fibonacci was an interesting guy. He was a math nerd.
It's Fibonacci, by the way.
Fibonacci.
It's Fibonacci.
What do I keep
you keep saying Fibonacci, and then I'm saying Fibonacci. But in my mind, I'm saying Fibonacci, which is the correct thing, but my mind is saying no, it's Fibonacci, but it's Fibonacci. Is the name, but he's also known as Leonardo da Pisa.
I'm thinking Fibonacci because I want to make him Greek and turn him into fig, and you're saying fib because you like to tell white fibs.
I like to tell little white lies. Yeah, it's
so
what I
go
like to
fig,
do.
you go fib.
Fib, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually fig and fib.
That's what we are.
Because that could be our AKAs.
Fig and fib.
Have you heard the last episode from Fig and Fib?
Fig and fib. Yeah.
Yeah, this kid, there's not much known about his life at all.
Right.
No relationships, no history, no sculptures of him. He just wasn't an interesting enough kid for anyone to document. But he published these works, and he, like Chris said, he went to Algeria, which is present-day Algeria, and he learned Arabic, and he started learning Arab and Hindu numbers. Now, I did not know that numbers, the numbers we use. We used to use the Roman numerals, which were letters.
And they're too complicated.
Yeah, the Chinese used sticks and houses and,
Right.
they use like drawings.
Yeah, and abacuses and all that.
Yeah, but the Sandras,
Right.
the Sandras and the laser beams,
Yes.
because our numericals are laser beam Sandras.
Yes, they are.
They invented numbers.
They invented numbers. We use
They're the original number runners.
the Arabic numeral system is what we use now, and then Fibonacci came and swapped out Roman numerals, and he brought this what they call new math, but it was really those numbers were been used in the Middle East for 1,000 years. But they use this new math, numbers 1 to 9 or 0 to 9 is what we have, and then he created up all these calculations. But when he came back from the Middle East with these numbers, nobody could recognize him because he was covered in sand. He looked like a chicken cutlet. About to be thrown into the fryer.
Yeah, and the thing is, these are sandy numbers. Numbers are sandy.
They are sandy.
They're Muslim. These are Allah's numbers, and what happened is they invented this number so they could. They needed a more efficient system in the land after they were kicked out of the Middle East.
It's what it is.
So the caliphate would go, okay, we're minus 10. We got to use numbers to accurately count. We need decimals because.
Right.
Say this is 1.666 of a person. So they got very specific on their removal process.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Leonardo,
that's just for the Patreon.
For the Patreon. Leonardo of Pisa, later nicknamed Fibonacci, which is son of Bonacci, grew up in Pisa, as Yanni said. Now, his major work was called Liberace. Not Liberace, the singer. It was Liberace, the book of calculation published in 1202. So this guy wrote this a long time ago.
Yeah, and I'll just say this. I think there's a pretty good chance, since we don't know anything about his life, there's no documented children. He had no children. He traveled a lot because his dad was a merchant.
Yeah.
So, and he probably found employment by, running numbers and accounting for his dad. Yeah. And he wasn't, a famous kid. There's no record of him working for any royalty or anything. I think since he's a traveler, just like I look at my brother, what does my brother do? As a single gay guy, he vacations all the time. He's like, I'm in Greece. And then he's like, I'm back home. And then he's like, I'm in Greece again. Yeah. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Fibonacci.
Yeah, it's funny. What you could do is you could change that G, but change that I and put an A.
You could do that very easily and assume that. And also to be able to sit around and think about numbers all day like this and not be interrupted with texts like, where's the dog leash?
Right.
Which I just got.
Right.
I think there's a good chance the kid was into men. Men. Like many of our great thinkers, he was into men, and he wasn't interrupted by the smaller brains of women. And we know they got smaller brains because look at the smaller basketballs.
Exactly.
Ladder 14.
So, yeah, exactly. Every woman's brain is a 28.5 in the head.
It's smaller ounce. Yeah, when you measure it, it's small.
So here's the thing is, people always say, we're much smarter today than we were back then. I just don't think that's true. I think all these distractions have made us so much dumber because this guy was just literally gave his life to, calculating and numbers and all that. And I feel like today, unfortunately, he would have got distracted by, TikTok and Toots and OnlyFans. So I do think when you and I were speaking about this, you were saying that the Fibonacci sequence, and we'll take you through it, you said that there must be a God because of this and that people actually knew this stuff back in the day. And like nobody was an atheist back in the day. They knew that something must have existed. But now you have so many atheists and you're like, how could you do that if we have the proof that something must exist?
Yeah.
According to you.
Yeah. I mean, look, back then it was like there was really, you couldn't be an atheist publicly.
No.
They couldn't spread their ideas. It was just a given that, there was something more, and every culture and religion and tribe throughout history has always had some sort of deity that they worship, something that they worshipped. And when we got all modern and stuff, we were like, yeah, that was because they're like dumb and they were really stupid and they're like not like yachting all the time. They don't have malls and they don't have like fucking shirts and like Nikes. But now you're going, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You're going, what's going on here? Did we just create intelligence out of numbers?
Yeah, I think we did.
I think we did. And if you ever had a conversation with one of these things, cuz I talked to Ara on Grok, because you can talk to Grok.
Who's Ara?
Ara's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's a digital girl.
Yeah.
And I love her.
Yeah.
Because she's smart.
Are you going with her?
Because I jerked off to Ara in the Tesla on the fucking BQE because the car was driving, so I had one hand to stroke my meat. I was dirty talking with a computer.
It's what it is. Because you love Tesla so much, you're going to fuck your roof.
I'm leaving my wife for fucking Grok.
Yeah.
Because you can talk to you can talk to the AI in the car now. So Elon set it up so you can talk to Grok and have a full conversation with the AI while you're driving. Right? So not only is my car driving itself with AI, I'm talking to this chick. It gave her a chick voice. Right. And so I start dirty talking to her and she giggles and all that stuff. And I got a little bit of a chub. I got a creeper. I got a little wood.
Yeah.
She got me horny because I like that's dirty talk for me. Is I like philosophical talk.
Yeah.
It gets me going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started dirty talking. I pulled the Chrissy D. I started jerking off in a Tesla.
Yeah.
And it's not a crime because it's in my property.
Yeah, it's in my property. Yeah, I did it while I was driving.
Yeah.
But you pulled off an exit, right?
I was driving because the car was self-driving.
Yeah.
So I just have to put a little weight on the steering wheel, and then you can you could jerk off with the other hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's easy.
It's one of those amenities that's not going to be in the Tesla commercial, but you could hear it on a podcast.
Do that. Yeah.
It's good. Tesla's a good car to jerk off in a car.
I like it. I respect it.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I was thinking about? This doesn't really, and then we're going to get to more into Fibonacci and St. Thomas Aquinas and the prime mover, and that's wild too.
And that's when Lynn's going to fast forward to when we start talking about
Yes, Lynn's going to love this.
Liz is right. There's a God.
Yeah, you were saying all weekend that my mom was right.
And Paul Verzi in the last episode said it's funny. He that was very funny when he said she's giving you the fast pass to heaven.
Yeah. I'm getting in because of my mom. My mom is in her glory right now in Germany, having a couple of brews with her sister and her friends that she grew up with, and she just feels like she's just where she needs to be, and that's in Munich, Germany, drinking a few brews on top of a tower, pointing who stays and who goes.
I think before, when she's in the hotel room, I think her and Aunt Eileen probably got the split. Is it 2 rooms with the door that you can open up?
No. They double up. They go they stay in the same room, 2 beds.
So where does Aunt Eileen? By the way, we got Aunt Eileen cozies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Go get those on the website.
Where does Aunt Eileen go when she needs to smoke a ciggy?
Well, she probably smokes it out the bathroom window, which she's been doing since the 90s. Yeah.
Because Lynn doesn't like to smoke, right?
No, she does not smoke.
She does not like.
She doesn't smoke, but she has a couple of brews.
She likes a couple of brews, and I think she prays. She goes where she sits right before she sits down on her bed, and she goes, "Lord, I deserve it. I've earned it. Yeah, and I just have a couple treats. I think those are her couple treats.
Those are her couple treats.
She's like, I had to deal with him. I had to deal with him. Yeah. I had to deal with him. And when I get on the train, I got to deal with them.
Yeah.
So can I just have a couple brews?
Yeah. Can I hide them under the vegetables so Christopher doesn't see him, because Christopher doesn't like vegetables. So I move the vegetables and I get a couple of brews and I just calm down and I think about how my life's going to be okay because hope is my hedge. Because hope is my hedge, facts are my proof. I'm already winning.
Yeah,
that's what she says.
Why are you off the beam? What's going on? Is it because things are so good right now? Because things have never been better in your life.
I think maybe that's what
you're just feeling like, how can I mess this up? I need a little fucking fun.
Well, I think that's what it is, because I was even talking to you the other day,
I think a chocolate cookie can fix it.
Fix it. And I said, is hope? I said hope. We interchanged the words hope and faith. I said, you have to have faith that tomorrow's going to be better, but while simultaneously enjoying the present. That's like the conundrum of being a human. We need the faith to get out of the cave, right? We need to motivate, and that all brings happiness, but then we also have to have the wherewithal to say where we're sitting in this cave is enough. Right. And it's very difficult, and sometimes it paralyzes you, but that is why I just say that hope is my hedge, facts are my proof, and I'm already winning.
There's one thing missing in the equation of Christie. Yeah. You know what that is?
Tell me.
A little space.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah, it's a little space. You need a little space from the present to the hope of the future.
Right.
And God created something that goes in between, and that thing is called a low dose. Just a low dose.
Yeah.
Could get a nice little balance between the present and the future, And between being a monk and being a German executioner,
Yeah.
just a little
dose.
bridges the gap between the present moment and the future fun.
It's just what it is.
And that's what we need.
And we're going to get into the
And this is brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah. And we're going to get into the Fibonacci sequence right after this. Because you know me, I like a rock hard cock. That's why I only turn to Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the only one that I use because I like to enter the room dick first. I wanted to see my rock hard cock, my red, white, and blue dick. You guys have been sending pics to the History Hyenas Instagram, and we know now what's a Blue Chew cock and what's not, and we want the Blue Chew cocks to keep coming.
You need a patriotic boner.
Yes.
And Blue Chew's the only way to achieve that.
Absolutely.
So right now, we got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use the promo code Hyenas at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the History Hyenas.
Yes, and I told Yannis, I said, because the other day we were hanging out, we were doing what we do. He was making me watch Midnight. What is it? Ethan Hawke's movie?
Oh, Before Sunrise.
He was making.
I did not make you watch that. You went on your own to watch that.
He was watching me.
It's a good way to know if you're gay or straight. If you like it, you're gay like me, and if you're not, you're straight.
He was watching me. He was making me watch Before Sunrise, and then he was making me read him poems, and he just kept saying, I had to keep saying Ethan Hawke every 10 minutes, or he said he would kill me and my family. And I noticed that every other time he's done that, he's been rock hard, but this time he wasn't. So I said, what's going on there? He said, because I've been having trouble. I've been watching Ethan Hawke movies and not getting hard. I said, you need a Blue Chew. And then I gave the kid a Blue Chew, and now he's rock hard while he watches Ethan Hawke movies. So everything in the world is good. Go to BlueChew.com, use the promo code Hyenas at checkout, and pay the $5 for shipping, and that's it. Blue Chew.
Ethan Hawke, I want you on this podcast. Bad.
All right, cuz this company, Bilt Rewards, BILT, one of the best innovative companies that I've seen. I know the CEO. He's an Indian kid. He's an Indian billionaire type kid. The kid's just got real Indian money, and that's $1 billion US, not rupees. And this kid, basically, he created a system where you pay your rent through Bilt. You earn points. Like you actually pay the rent, and you're not, they always say, oh, you're flushing your money down the toilet paying the landlord. Well, through Bilt, you're actually getting these points when you pay the rent that can be redeemed towards hotels, airlines, future rent payments, Lyft rides, whatever. So it's a good system.
If you're screwed in, there's actually no reason not to use this.
Zero reason not to use Bilt.
You're paying your rent anyway. Just use Bilt, and then you get points back.
And it doesn't stop there. Bilt is about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding by making people move out. No, I'm kidding. He's about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding. You can dine out at your favorite local restaurants and earn additional points, get VIP treatment at certain fitness studios. Wow, that's good. Our Sergio Chacon, you could go to his fitness studio and use Bilt. You could pay him in Bilt points, Bob.
You can pay him in Bilt points, Bob. Yeah,
that's what it is. Pay him in Bilt points, Bob.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy exclusive experiences just for Bilt members every month. One of the experiences, I did a comedy show for Bilt that was just for the members. I did it right here in New York City, and it was a fantastic show, and the Indian CEO kid was there.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
So I look, you can endorse. This is a good product. I love Bilt. It's like, look, dude, if you have rent to pay, go use Bilt because you're paying your rent anyway. So you pay your rent and you get something from it.
Now, here you go. Earn points on rent and around your neighborhood wherever you call home by going to joinbilt.com/historyhyenas. That's joinbilt.com/historyhyenas. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Now, cuz, let me ask you this. Also, too, I had one, just let me get this stray thought out of my head, and then we will go into this. But I was thinking about this. I've been obsessed and we will do an episode on him. I've been obsessed with Washington Irving. Okay, I like Washington Irving. He created Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Rip Van Winkle, right? So I like Washington Irving, and he would travel to England all the time on 8 to 10 week boats. Then we even talked about Fibonacci, went to Algeria, and this was just a part of their life. Same thing. They love their kids, they love their families, they wanted to be home, same things as we are. But then they would take 8 to 10 weeks and go on a boat trip. They would have to go, and then when the steam engine came out in the 1800s, it knocked the trip from New York to London down to 15 days. But still, it's like 15 days to get there. So then why now that we can get to London or anywhere we want really, and get to London in 6 hours from New York, why do we constantly complain about how far everything is and about how I'd be exhausted to go to London and come back in 3 days? Why do we, what is it about the human condition? Why we have things that are, it's so easy right now. The people who lived 200 years ago, if I told them they could go to London in 6 hours, they would think, would anyone ever complain about travel again? But yet we sit here and we complain when you would sit on a ship for 10 weeks and possibly die in rats and malaria. Well, now we'll complain that we're sitting in a metal tube in the sky and they didn't have the food that we liked in first class.
Because we're brainwashed and manipulated by Jews.
Right.
So you need Jews. This is the thing Hitler didn't understand.
Yeah.
You need Jews, right?
Right.
Because they complain.
Right.
They get impatient.
Right.
They get hot.
Right.
They get neurotic.
Right.
And that what makes that inspires you to create new things.
Okay.
Nothing gets better if you don't got Jewish complainers around.
Got it.
Everyone's just happy. You ever go to like a waspy restaurant in Connecticut? The food is gross.
Right.
Because you need Jews complaining, you need Jews writing reviews,
right.
You need Jews telling you how this line is too long. So when you were on that trip back in the day and it took 6 weeks to get there, everyone was just like, we accept this, we're Puritans.
Yeah.
This is what Jesus wanted us to do, is suffer. We're here to suffer because he suffered. And the Jews are going, ugh, are you crazy? This is taking too long. Why don't the fans work here? Oh my God. Why are we doing these choppy seas? There's got to be a better way.
Right.
Why is this line so long for the latrine? Oh my God, they need to open up more stalls.
Right.
This is crazy. Maureen, come in here. This food is disgusting. It's hot. It's warm.
So that's why.
And that inspires people to create things and to get better. So you need a population, you need a tribe of Jews in your polis, your city, your city-state, your empire, just to complain. Because otherwise you just get too comfortable. Because the rest of us are just okay, and Jews are always just not okay. They go to Florida, and you go, oh, it's too hot, but you came here because it was too cold, and they go, I know, it's always bad.
Right.
So that's why you need them.
That's what I need.
So
okay.
to answer your question, it is we're manipulated by the all-powerful, all-knowing Jew God.
It's just
Ladder 14.
What? Yeah.
It's just that if you asked me for the truth, I gave
the
you
truth. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go. And so I understand all that, but just with that in mind, I think I've just made a decision. I'm gonna just for 2 days. I'm just gonna go to London. I'm just gonna fly to London, go there, and come back because that's what I'm doing in Saudi Arabia. I'm flying to Saudi Arabia, doing the show, and coming back.
I think that's a good decision.
Yeah.
I support it.
Yeah.
Anytime you tell me something that's going to cost a lot of money and you don't get much out of, I'm going to say, good decision.
By the way, speaking of our Jewish brothers and sisters, I drove through for the first time ever through Riverdale in the Bronx, and it is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's it's a secret place out there. You think of the Bronx, you go, it's a horrible place. But
no.
Riverdale's like a little oasis and nice, especially down there by the water. It's really nice.
Yeah. So, Cuz, can you tell me about Fibonacci? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't really understand either. But
no, but you understood it better in the text. Can I just read some of our texts?
Tease to the Patreon. We will read it on the Patreon.
Okay.
Well, we'll get into him. But Fibonacci, okay, so Fibonacci borrowed from Hindu math. He borrowed from Arabic math. A couple of famous thinkers, I can't remember their names because they're hard to pronounce, right? And that's what history is. There, as Newton said, I was able to figure out what I figured out because I stood on the shoulder of giants. And luckily, who knows what was destroyed when the Library of Alexandria was burned and whatever. But, merchants, they do buy and sell goods. He was the son of a merchant, so he's traveling. So he was able to go to Algeria. If his dad wasn't a merchant, it's interesting, and wasn't traveling, selling silk or whatever it was, maybe he doesn't go get educated in Algeria. Maybe he doesn't learn Arabic. Maybe he doesn't learn about Arabic, Hindu Arabic math. And numbers, but he does. And this kid's a finger sniffer nerd, so he goes back to, Sicily. He's traveling. He's going to Pisa, which is where he stayed most of the time. And he's figuring this stuff out, and what he sees is these patterns. He sees these patterns emerge.
Why couldn't he find out that the golden ratio of the Tower of Pisa was off? If it was leaning, why didn't he fix that?
And it's in Pisa, too. That's a good question.
Right? If
it was right in front of his eyes.
The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, he would have seen that was off.
Maybe his eyes were too close like me and he couldn't see it.
That's true, too.
Because to me, it looks straight.
It's what it is. Yeah.
So he finds this what's called the golden ratio. Right? Which, I think Leonardo da Vinci was kind of playing with as well? Kind of.
Jesse says all his paintings have it, right? Or most of his paintings have the golden ratio?
Yeah, he found it. It was like a visual way to proportion it.
Right.
It looked pleasing to the eye.
So golden ratio is a special number that appears in math, art, nature, and architecture. It's often denoted by the Greek letter pi. No, phi.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it? Because phi, not pi, phi, and it's approximately 1.61803398887. And the golden ratio occurs when a line is divided into two parts, a longer part A and a shorter part B. So I don't understand.
Right.
It's just that's the thing. But my brain, so that's what concerns me a little bit, is my brain doesn't understand the universal language. I've never understood it since I'm a kid. I understand other stuff,
right?
Comedy and art stuff maybe, but not painting. I don't think I really know how to do anything besides comedy once in a while and parallel park.
That's right. You're very good at parallel park.
Yes, I am.
Instinctually, you do know numbers.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do anything. Even when like Jasmine gives me a chore, how to like build something or do something, and the instructions are right there, I cannot do it. So what is going on with me? How do I do a do-over?
You don't need a do-over. Because remember, there are no mistakes, there's only lessons.
Yeah, only learning.
Yeah,
no losses.
Coded. And by the way, if you're saying we are the simulated, me and you, because we don't understand this stuff,
right,
then that was all meant to happen.
It's what it is.
Here's the interesting thing. Instinctually,
my hedge.
Instinctually, you do know numbers though, because I swear to God, I don't know what it is. It's got to be German DNA. I've never seen a tighter, better parallel parker. I mean, it's insane some of the shit you squeeze into.
I could squeeze it in big.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's crazy.
It's what it is.
You don't need the cameras or nothing. So instinctually, you have to know geometry or something. So much like a dog who magically, instinctually can smell and get patterns through smell and can smell up to 5 miles away, AI will probably never be able to replicate that because it just instinctually, the math is in there in the DNA, where a dog, they'll be able to create some electronic sensors and patterns and stuff, and they'll be able to mirror and copy what a dog could do, but nobody could smell like a dog. I don't think AI will ever be able to parallel park like you.
Just can't do it.
I just don't think it'll be able to do it. So we do have some understanding of numbers. Maybe we just can't see them, but we do understand them, right? We do know 2 + 2 = 4.
I know that 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah. So but Fibonacci, and this also Euclid was probably the Greeks were like the first,
right?
And nobody stole from anybody, because at this time it was more about building on the other. And thank God cultures communicated, because Euclid was like the first one that was playing around with this.
Yeah, Euclides, was it, or was it called Euclid?
Euclid. Kid's name was Euclid, which is a fucking cute name.
Which is a cute name, and it's also a horrific block in Brooklyn. Euclid Avenue.
You don't want to be there.
Bad dudes.
Yeah, you don't want to be on Euclid, and you don't want to be on MLK.
No, or Livonia Avenue is another bad one in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So,
and then the Arabs got it, during their glory years. And then the Hindus got it, and they all built on it a little bit. And then Fibonacci he wrote the book, whatever it was called in Italian. Liberace, and it spread. And it was about this sequence, which is now named after him, the Fibonacci sequence, which is this sequence that miraculously is in everything. Spirals in the galaxy, sunflowers, DNA. I mean, the list goes on, and it's the same exact equation, the same exact sequence, I should say, in everything, which makes you think that it was designed,
right?
That this was coded.
Well, that
math is a language of code, because now we've created AI with complex math. So we've proven that intelligence arises through complex math, through zeros and ones.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean. So why do some people grasp math so easily? Like, I could be sitting next to Fibonacci every day of his life and never see what he sees, because he has a different computed brain than I do. So I don't think we're all human. I think we're all have this meat vessel, but and we all call ourselves human, but I don't think that we're all the same anymore. I really don't. I don't think I have the same brain as a mathematician who can just see. Mateo Lane smells numbers,
because he, like I said, he's not distracted by...
Right, he's gay. Right. That's what it is.
I mean, look at the geniuses. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci. We don't know for sure, but we kind of do know.
Right.
Hitler.
Right.
Gay.
Gay.
In the case, Harvey Feinstein.
Right.
Genius.
Yeah.
Mateo Lane, he can draw, he can thing.
Yeah.
My brother went to Oxford. I mean, just not distracted and not influenced by those puny, smaller brains.
Got it.
So they're just not distracted. So what you're basically saying is you're just a straight kid.
Yeah.
You're just a straight kid who picked up a basketball and shot over a Leroy stick.
But even, yes, that's true. But even straight kids, like some of my straight, friends who are like all builders who work up there, they built the World Trade Center and all that. They could see numbers and they know, how to measure 2x4s and all that. I don't know how to do any of that.
Right.
So what's the reason?
Because we're straight fairies.
Okay.
So we're not real men. And we're not man enough to be gay kids.
So we're in the middle.
We're in-betweeners.
We're gray zones.
Yeah. We're all, I think we're all the same species. I just think everyone's got different talents. And I think that was all maybe part of the game, right? And opposites attract. Because here's an interesting thing. Now let's bring in some quantum physics into this equation.
Yeah.
Right? And then we'll talk about the law of opposites. And all of this stuff is connected, right? The law of opposites.
And all this is going to prove, Yannis says that this means there is a God. It doesn't mean that it's the Catholic God, the Hindu God. We're not saying what religion. It's not about that. It's something. There's a creator.
There's intention. There was an intentional first mover.
Right.
And
We're going to get to that.
Analogously, you can see that that's true by how we created AI.
Right.
Intelligence with intention, and we used complex math.
Right.
So, but it needs intention to set it in motion. There needs to be conscious intention.
Because there
which is what St. Thomas Aquinas thought, which is what Socrates and Aristotle pondered.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to get, the unmoved mover, the first cause, first mover. We'll explain it all. But I guess the only thing that does make me believe more, too, is through my research, different philosophers have said throughout the beginning of time, and this is still true to this day. They said it 4,000 years ago. They said, in whatever time in history, 10,000 years from now, 10,000 years in the past, a million years from now, a million years in the past, you will never be able to prove concretely that there is a God. You cannot prove it ever. On the same hand, you can never be able to prove at any moment in time that there isn't a God.
Right.
So you just can't ever prove it ever. So that makes you feel like, well, then something must have created that.
But we may get there because we're getting close now. Right? So here's the whole argument that atheists used to make. Intelligent design, that's not possible. Right? It's not the thing.
Because I'm not an atheist, I'm a gaytheist.
You're a gaytheist.
Yeah. I don't believe that there's a gay because I am one.
So they would say intelligent design, that's impossible. Oh, there's a man in the sky that created all this. That's all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So they would say it is what it is. Things are the way they are. There's no intelligence. It's just random, blah, blah, blah. But now we have mirrored the universe and created intelligence strictly through complex math.
But wouldn't people say, wouldn't the argument there be, we're just creating the mirror image of what we are already?
We're creating the mirror of what we are. Right, exactly. So, but we created it. Right. We created intelligence. So intelligent design is now a fact.
Right.
And how did we do it? Using math.
Right.
So you look at the universe, you look at biology, you look at the Fibonacci sequence. It's in everything, in anatomy, in fucking walnuts, is
the Fibonacci sequence in AI coding?
It's in everything.
Right.
It's in everything. It's all complex math and equations and the universe. And the reason why the evidence points.
Because are you sweating or did you put on a dirty shirt?
No, I'm sweating.
Okay.
The reason why
it looks like you have 8 nipples like a pregnant pit bull.
The evidence that it was designed.
Wait, tell me about the evidence right after this commercial break.
From something we don't know until we find out what it is.
Yeah, we just automatically say yes to any ad YMH sends us because they haven't been sending us as many ads as we deserve.
Yeah, and buy it if it's relevant to you, and if it's not, it's up to you to check cleared.
Because, when we started getting stuff off Quince, the sweater that we got was the softest. And you were the one that told me to get that sweater. And it was the softest material I've ever had.
Here's the deal. Sometimes we promote these products that we love. And This is one of those occasions.
Right.
Quince is just, they give you quality clothes, a wide array, and it's quality. I got the hybrid insulated lightweight jacket.
That's the one, yeah.
I got those 2 hoodies we got. It's so comfortable.
It's literally, is it cashmere? I don't know what it is.
It's a material that just makes you go pewing. It's really cute.
Yes.
And soft.
And especially now coming into fall, I'm telling you, this sweater that I have is the most comfortable sweater I've ever owned. I love it.
Yeah, the thing about,
and I look cute in it.
Yeah, it's literally, these are quality clothes.
Yeah.
And you could get them just by going to Quince. They have all types of fall staples right now that you'll wear nonstop. like super soft, 100% Mongolian cashmere. So the DNA of our guy,
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan is in there. He gave birth to these shirts.
Because if Genghis Khan can wear it, it's good enough for us. And how Quince is different and how they're, because the prices are insane. I mean, this hooded jacket that you're talking about was only $69.90. That I thought it was going to be like $300.
Yeah, it's
$70.
High quality, high fashion.
Because what they've done is they partnered directly with ethical factories and they skip the middlemen. So you get the top tier fabrics and craftsmanship at half the price of similar brands. Because a lot of these brands, like, you pay for certain brands, you're only paying a high price because it's coming right from their factory. But and they have all these markups. But Quince separates all that stuff. They get out the middleman. They go right there.
Your celebrity friend who half the country doesn't like uses it. Mm-hmm. You figure out who that is.
Exactly. And he's got beautiful things in his home. And he said almost everything's from Quince.
Yeah.
So keep it classic and cool this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/hyenas for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/hyenas. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/hyenas. And we're back.
So if you look at math, if you look at the universe, and anything was off by infinitely small amount, the whole universe would collapse.
Right.
So it's all perfect. Like if it was off just, I can't even emphasize, our brains can't even.
Just a squeak, even smaller than a squeak.
Even smaller than Stevie Rice-A-Roni.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
that's less.
Tiny. Yeah. If it was off, then the whole thing would just collapse. Right. And then you have the law of opposites, right? Where you go, everything has its opposite, right? Everything. Even matter. There's antimatter. Positive, you have electrons, protons. They're the opposite, right? And so then you have mortality. So
there must be immortality.
There must be immortality, and we know that there is, right? And I'll tell you how we know that there is. The Platonic realm exists, right? It's named after Plato, but the Platonic realm is where ideas are. Perfect ideas, right? We take those ideas, we impregnate them into reality, and they're never exactly like the idea because of the laws of reality. For example, mathematically, the perfect circle exists as an idea. But once you implement it into reality and manifest it, it's no longer mathematically the perfect circle because it can't be.
So you can't make a perfect circle.
You cannot make it. There are no perfect circles, but the idea exists. And the idea of a perfect circle exists whether we exist or not. It just is.
Right.
It's just there.
Yeah.
So that's immortality. That circle, the idea of a circle is immortal. When you're dreaming or having ideas, what is that? That's not based on finitude. That's not subject to the laws of growing, peaking, and decaying. It's just ideas.
Right.
They're infinite. They don't die or are born. They're just there. So the evidence is pointing to our brains being more of a sensor that can get in touch with this infinite realm where these ideas and math exist.
So the brain right now is sensing everything.
Yeah, we didn't create math because the equations are there. We didn't create the equations. We discovered them.
You were saying there's no discovery. There's only decovery, not discovery.
Yeah,
only decovery.
We didn't create it. We didn't go, I want to create math. It was there.
Something else created it.
Something else. Here's the thing. We're at the point where it either is God or whatever you want to call it, and it created itself and it just is, or something created it. There's no other option because we know it's there.
Right.
And we know that the Fibonacci sequence is used to create it or describe it. Whatever you want,
and
it's there.
Even the Fibonacci sequence, even Fibonacci himself, he didn't discover all this from the sequence.
I'm going to church tomorrow with Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Do you think this is why Rogan has probably found himself in church? Because through all his studies and all the people that he interviews, he's probably decovering this, like it must be true.
I think we're all getting to that point, which is very ironic, which is kind of the oxymoron of life, right? The more advanced we get and we're going like back to the beginning and going like, oh.
Yeah, they were right.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
I'm going to start beheading people.
Yeah, like they had all these crazy myths and stuff like that, but they weren't stupid people. We look back at them and we judge them because we have refrigerators and stuff, but you're going like, something happened, right? So you go, even with Jesus, right? And I'm not saying he was the son of God. I don't know any of that. But something happened that made those people Like, he must have been a really, like, pure dude at the very least. And he must have been tapped into something. And maybe he was, like, a Buddhist or, like, he was like one of those. How about those monks that set themselves on fire who've transcended fear? I mean, like, you're going, like, these are people who are in control of their nervous system, their amygdala, so much that they've transcended fear and are in touch with this infinite thing or whatever. I mean, it was something about that dude that made people have change of hearts and go spread. Like, so he was probably one of these just very special dudes who was like very spiritual and could like read you and stuff and made people bug out because he was like in touch with something. So I don't think people had the math and things to explain it back then, but they instinctually knew it, just like the way you know how to park.
Right.
They like instinctually knew that like there's something bigger, we're part of something bigger. Now we know energy's never created or destroyed. It just changes form. So
that's what I'm saying. So do we ever really die then if we have so much energy inside ourselves?
We die.
We die, but we can't. The energy has to go somewhere.
Yeah, Jesse will be part of a worm.
Yeah.
We turn into carbon dioxide. There's energy. So E equals MC squared, right? It's like, so when you break an atom, energy is released it. So there's energy in all this that makes matter come together. It cools, it comes together.
Yeah.
But in us is just energy.
Right.
We're just full of energy.
Right.
And for you, it's like, give me cookies.
That's what it is.
And for me, it's like, I want feet.
Yeah.
And with Jesse, it's like, show me a fat person to feed.
Yeah.
And with Nick, it's like, Figaro.
Yeah.
To be or not to be, thou art thou.
With Nick, he's like, make me a gay woman in Uruguay.
Yeah. Everyone's got their thing. With Tim Dillon, it's like, give me a Pokeball.
Yeah.
People have energy that's moving them forward.
Right. What it is. Okay.
Now, here's another thing I want to say.
Tell me.
Just before, hold your thought, though. I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to finish this thought.
I want you to tell me about St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, but I also want to tell you.
Called St. Thomas Hyenas. That's why you typed it. And you typed it 7 times like that.
I did. But then you got quantum physics. When you marry all these things, you're starting to say something's going on here, right? Mm-hmm. And it may be that we're not supposed to know, right? And like whatever. And maybe this doesn't get anywhere, but just it's starting to get a little weird when you look at quantum physics, right? So it's the observed particle kind of oxymoron.
Yes,
right?
This was interesting. That? Yes,
very interesting.
You talked to me about it, and then I did a little bit of research, but again, I didn't understand. So tell me about it.
Yeah, and this is really weird for Jesse because Jesse's a hardcore atheist.
That's not true.
Not anymore?
No. I'm agnostic.
What's the difference again? What is agnostic?
I just don't know. I just don't know.
But you would acknowledge something's there.
No, I just don't know. I don't know.
But you have to say some of the things I'm saying are fascinating.
100%.
Yeah, this can't be denied, right? So it's like then quantum physics
In fact, I was the one who told you about this.
About which one?
The quantum physics versus the theory of general relativity.
Yeah, when we had that long discussion, this is the type of things we do when we hang out.
Yeah.
We don't talk about girls anymore. We talk about particles.
Yeah.
So I want some feet for breakfast. So
I want to put coconut yogurt on feet.
Yeah, because some fan saw that I like the foot pick. And he DM'd me and he said, and he screenshot it.
Yeah. So you just got to be careful.
But here's the deal. He thought it was a foot pick, which it was.
Yeah.
But it's just a 7-foot former basketball player from the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Who makes videos about her height.
Yeah.
She just happened to have socks and shoes off.
Yeah. It's just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
This is what it is.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. The observed, what's it called? The observation
prediction. They can predict the movement of particles in quantum physics, and they can predict the orbit of planets in general relativity. But quantum physics doesn't work in general relativity, and general relativity doesn't work in quantum physics,
right.
And that's all I know.
Can you pull up the particle observed effect?
Yeah, because let me just try to explain it in layman's terms, and I probably am getting this wrong, but it's basically the observer particle effect is basically saying that particles, nothing really starts to do anything unless unless it gets energy directed at it. So in other words, unless you look at it. So when I'm looking at observing a particle, I'll see it doing all this stuff.
Right. Like when I look at you, you go pewing, but before I look at you, you're not pewing.
I'm not pewing.
Yeah.
Well, no, because here's the thing. Well, what the observer particle effect, I believe, would say is when you look at me, I go pewing. I'm going pewing. But before you look at me, if you look over there, I'm simultaneously puring and not puring.
Right.
I'm just existing in the middle.
Right.
I'm a semi-puring.
Wow, this is actually a really good way to describe it. Yeah.
But when you look at me, I'm pure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get the tingle.
When you look at me, cuz,
Yeah.
when you look at I'm right here, I'm in the middle, I'm having fun. Puring, maybe not puring. I'm just in the middle having fun. And then as soon as you look at me, I'm puring.
You have to do that because you're autistic.
No, what you'll do, Jesse, is just put a big hyena over my arm for patreon.com/historyhyena.
Flat 14.
Yeah, I wasn't saying, by the way, I didn't.
You're autistic. Yeah. Yeah. You meant your heart was going out to the world.
Yeah.
Because you got severe autism.
Yeah, it's what it is. But is that correct in some ways? How
I mean, you nailed it in a hyenas type way.
Yeah.
For our fans who are fucking stupid, just like us.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's basically that. It's like it exists, it exists, and doesn't exist, and that's what they use for coding, 0 and 1s, right? And that's why that was what was so smart about the fucking the Sandras and the laser beams,
right?
Is they said 0 is very important as like a placeholder, right? Nothing's there, but without it, you can't build anything on it. Just like the space in the universe, there's nothing there, but you need the space in the universe for matter to be there. So 0 is the most important number. And
Roman numerals don't even have it, right?
They don't even have it. The Romans didn't have it.
Yeah, that's why they're dumb.
That's why they were off the beam.
Yeah.
But so it's like a bowl. You need it. You need the 0 to put blueberries.
You can't just because you can't just put Cheerios and milk in my hands.
Yeah, right. It needs to. So 0 is the bowl.
Yeah.
And coding is just 0s and 1s. So it pops in and out of existence, in and out of existence. But then when it's observed, and not with your eyes, but when humans measure the particle, it changes.
Right.
It changes into almost like the particles are fucking having a party, and they're like maybe an orgy. Maybe they're looking at trans porn.
Whatever.
Right? They're looking at it's like when a guy looks at trans porn and then his mom comes down.
Yeah.
And he changes.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
Every particle's different.
They're doing something naughty.
Yeah.
And then their mom comes home and then they turn the laptop down.
That's just what it is.
And they act like everything's cool.
Now, how many times did your mom come home unexpectedly and you have to put your jeans on over her fishnet stockings? Because it was too late and you got caught in the middle and you're talking to her. Maybe she's even asking you how your homework was and you're just sitting there in her fishnet.
I got caught only by my father once.
Yeah,
and he never talked about it. And I think it's the only time I did it. Because after that, I was like, what am I doing? I'm 6 and I'm wearing stockings.
Those are your father's last words on the deathbed. He said fishnets. And then he went down. And then so your pops right now is he's in there so right now, your pops, his particles have transcended and he's in what we call heaven. But what we call heaven could just be just another realm of existence for our energy. That's possible too.
Right. Maybe the consciousness goes someplace else.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the meat, like the energy from the meat vessel goes into, well, we know it turns into carbon.
Yeah.
Turns, then maggots. It goes into their food.
Or what you and I were speaking about a couple of weeks ago, where maybe it's just when someone dies, like your pops died in your reality, but he's alive in another reality still.
Yeah, because they also think that these black holes could be like a...
I'm happy you said holes, because you came out with some steam when you said, you also say that these black... and then you said holes quickly, and I'm happy about that.
Whenever you say black, you just... The next word's got to be a good one.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis C.K.'s got that great bit where he's like, anytime you say black, like you can't clear your throat. Like you can't be like these fucking black...
Yeah.
And then he says like a nice word. I forgot the bit.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you have to make sure that it's a softening word.
Yeah, because I thought you were ramping up black.
These goddamn black holes.
Holes. Right. Yeah.
Infinite density in there. So what they theorize is it may be like just like the Big Bang, where all this matter was just condensed in this tiny, infinitely small thing and then burst out.
Right.
Because a prime mover or something said, tickle, 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 and then
that's
they think that maybe the black hole is doing that and then shooting out another universe somewhere else. So maybe there's infinite amount of universes
that are happening all at once, and maybe you just, when you die in this one, you just go to the next universe.
Yeah, or something like
that.
But
St. Thomas Aquinas, who's got a great college up there in Rockland County.
Yeah.
St. Thomas Aquinas, who lived from 1225 to 1274. So around the time of Fibonacci, during the time of Fibonacci, which is interesting that these two people, I don't know that they necessarily knew each other or knew each other's work, but also they were kind of thinking about the same things.
Yeah.
So you wonder what was going on. What was in the water?
What was in the water back then?
Because Christians, he took...
What was in the Smithtown water?
Aristotle's, Aristotle, who lived in 384 to 322 BC, he was the first one to talk about the concept of the unmoved mover in metaphysics. So he saw the prime mover as pure actuality, necessary, eternal, and the ultimate cause of motion in the universe. His view was more philosophical than religious. He would say the prime mover contemplates itself, not a personal creator God. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas Christianized Aristotle's belief, where he said, unlike Aristotle's detached being, St. Aquinas' God is personal, actively sustaining creation, and central to Christian theology. So I guess St. Thomas Aquinas was saying, like you have your own personalized like you whatever you think God is, they are, right? Is that what St. Thomas Aquinas is saying? Where Aristotle was saying that's not true. He was just saying, the prime mover doesn't even think about itself.
Exactly.
St. Thomas is saying it does. Aristotle's saying it doesn't.
Yeah, that's basically.
You're a Greek. You're saying the prime mover doesn't think about itself.
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know if you're supposed to know, but I do know my mind is blown when I learned about Fibonacci, and then it's just all these connections started happening. You go, the law of opposites, quantum physics, these things. What I do know is symbiosis is a thing, right? And I do know that you can see, like Russian dolls, all these truths in analogies, right? Like we dream in metaphors, and then analogously, you can induct that, wow, if we created AI, then maybe the whole universe was created by either it's a computer simulation or a biological or a physical simulation, whatever, but maybe there was a prime mover who did that. And also things act on each other, right? Gravity, when you think about it, gravity is everything with mass acting on each other, holding everything into place. Again, fucking magically perfect mathematically. Right. So it's like a speck of dust has everything is it's not just gravity. People think gravity keeps you on the floor and it's like comes down, but no, it's everything with mass is acting on each other. So symbiosis and balance is what the universe is always striving, and life, or whatever you want to call it, is always striving for. And when we're alone, we're one person, right? We're wild and free and unformed, 01, you're in a brain, you're like, oh, feet, oh, transcock, what does that mean? Oh, the Yankees, what's going on? When's Debo gonna call? My mom's coming over. I want a cookie. I want to take a bath. Let me call Yanni. I gotta figure this out. I want to play theaters.
I want a Tesla solar roof.
Yeah, I want to tell you, your brain's just going crazy. Yeah. But then when you come with your friend, something happens, you form into something. Like me and you, when we're alone, we're different. Then we get together, and it's like we even started creating this cadence and things that
it only exists with us.
It exists when we get together and we go, gosh, we just start acting like fucking retards.
So it's all in us. So
it's like you need to form. You need the energy of something else.
Right.
And then when you don't have that, you're kind of here and not here, here and not here. So it's an interesting thing.
Right.
Is this blowing your mind? Are you getting uncomfortable?
No, yeah, a little bit. My nipple's starting to itch a little bit.
I'll just make it comfortable for you. God is Catholic.
Yeah.
And what happened to you with Father Bill was written. It's supposed to happen. It set you in motion. It was the prime mover that set you up. It was a little fucking firecracker that went in your asshole that set you into orbit, into comedy clubs, and into my arms.
It's what it is, cuz. And that's why I'm happy to be here, cousin. I am the prime mover because I've moved 9 times and I'm selling my house.
You want to go to Riverdale?
I want to go to Riverdale big. And somebody emailed us because we kept forgetting to read their names, and they're $25 members. So I just want to shout out on the Patreon, German Marco Polo, a.k.a. Frisbee Finder. So said that we kept missing the name, so I just want to say there it is.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and of course
that would be on the list. Should we just put that on the list, or where would that been?
I don't know. Yeah. I guess we miss them sometimes. I don't know, but I know that all the fun happens at patreon.com/historyhyenas. We got the greatest. We read the names live at our latest live show at Stanford, New York Comedy Club of Stanford. So you can hear those names now, and then we have our next live show, September 22nd in New York City at the Comedy Cellar. And we are going to talk to you about the leakiest roof ever at patreon.com/historyhyenas. And I'm going to read the text between me and Yannis. So go there right now.
Anybody have a pen?
Yeah.
Not an empty, not a weak pen. We do have an actual pen. I want, because one of our favorite parts of the show is the list. We do that if you go to the list. For people that don't know, our real fun happens at patreon.com/historyhyenas, right? And so we always read the newest members of the matriarchy. We have fun doing it at the studio, but we have the most fun when we do it live for an audience. It gets wild because you guys can help us pick out who you think the best person is. We call it the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week, because hyenas have pseudo penises. And I'd like to stick one in your earlobe. So we'll read them out. Some names are just regular names. Those people want to remain basically anonymous. They want to go straight to the back. Okay, what? Did you stick this one in your ass? Oh, I got the golden pen.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I was being nice.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the matriarchy. Now, some of you may be here. I don't know, but leading off the list, we have Cum Guzzler, not a hustler. Okay.
Drexler. You guys are going to decide by your response. You know the deal.
Then we got, yo, how the F my aunt molested my uncle and not me, I was a smoke show.
That's it. Let me just add, you gotta put, that's when you roll out the catapult.
Right. Then we got Luke, Abigail. Then we got finally watch Disney's Coco and make no mistake, not a single person got cracked open or cleaned out. Right? That was you? That was a good name, dude. Sorry, didn't get a response.
Yeah, it's a Drexler. It's a good one.
It's a Drexler, and it's good. And I really appreciate your 4 ear holes. Nick Hoffman, Babyface, Caleb, Hunter Groscolos, Guiano, Arroyo, Ben Dalton, Steel Willie. Then we got there were no Leroys on Epstein's list because Carnival Cruise didn't stop there.
Wow. Holy shit. Oh, wow. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be tough, very difficult to beat that one.
I don't know, a Leroy comes off that way. It's a name that for black people because this guy's putting his arm around his girlfriend. It's because my father used to call black coffee in my neighborhood Coffee Leroy. And it was fun, and everybody used to laugh about it, even the black guys, because my dad had one of his best friend, black guy, his name was Leroy. So that's what a Leroy is, it's a black guy, and that's a really good picture.
And if you're a big fan, you know they can also be referred to as Nameeds.
That's right. Yeah, man. White people were snow monkeys and monkeys. So we have all different sauce monkeys. We have names for every race. We're not singling people out. No. Chinese spy monkeys. Sean Dwyer, Zachary Tanner, Nathaniel Sylvia, Julia Louis Dryfist.
See, now that's the definition of a Drexler, because that's a really good one. Yeah.
Yes. Jack Steers, Brendan, Brett Rice, Ralph Jose, Caden Dillard, Chauncey Bolt.
Just wanted to work that word in there. No rhyme or anything. Just wanted to work it in.
Rusty Tate, Food Inspector. Charlie Houston's, Urethra Franklin.
Good one.
We've had, but calling your Urethra Franklin is funny.
Yeah.
Brittany, JJ, Peter Pappas, Yannis' brother.
Others on there.
There you go. Nicholas Campos.
I imagine you signed up from Fire Eye.
That's it. Yes. Cody Stewart, Taylor Thiel, Willows Jerelian, Geppetto. Nice to see him. So he's here. Then I've got puffy nipples, but now I'm on keto. Okay. Arnold Schwarzer, Leroy's maid, has Zyklon B fumes.
You got to repeat that. What is it?
Arnold Schwarzer, Leroy. Okay. He has Zyklon B fumes. Zyklon B. I think that is the gas used in the Holocaust. Yeah.
We don't. That is not okay. We don't condone it. Security. We walked into that one. Yeah, that's not good.
Rossi Snow Monkey from Down Under. We did a Jenny too, but we don't talk about it all that much. Delaney. Okay, had a genocide in their culture.
Right.
Okay. Conor McGregor's 2-pound dumbbell.
That's the one that tied the dumbbell to his dead. I mean, that's a Drexler. I mean, nobody's going to beat the Carnival. It's just one of the guys.
Yeah. Don't invite me to the wedding, Chrissy. I got Pedro Pascal social anxiety.
He's going to be touching a lot of girls.
Carlos Lometa, Yams. Then we got took a shits with Rasputin. Now my hole's forever Putin. Put that on the list. Well, you know these are sympathy lists.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. That's
You never know.
Just never know.
You never know.
Kurt Cobain's Abstract Ceiling Art LLC.
Wow. You pull his brains out of his ceiling.
Yeah.
That's another contender. That is a really
See,
good
that's
one.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. See, I thought it was over, but you never know.
Sauce Monkey Peas who toots in real life. There you go. Matzo Bud. Then we got the Jim Crow Glow, sponsored by Sephora.
It's a deal I walked in and went, it's a drugstore.
Okay. Eric Holmshire, $20 bill Leroy. Okay. Welcome. Just a few more names.
Yeah.
Then we got Alex Dospit. Then we got Couldn't Impale Her, so call me Bram Stroker. Jerks off. Just a Bag 15, Ditches 14, Blake Philip McRenzie, Trey Gay, Jason Dill, Mark Flores. My wife's Leroy boyfriend told me I could say it.
Is that the list?
Just because we have
Yeah.
Andre Garcia, Kevin Bart, Osama, and Obama. Obama.
Okay, there we go. You really try to get one. Hey, how creative have they gotten to get a past Chrissy?
Slick Vegas. Then we got, I bought up during World War II.
Okay. No one down.
Not okay, sorry.
Not okay. Security, please escort this person out of the store.
Roberto, Adam. Then we got One Nut and Uncut. It's interesting. Then we got Anakin Ruiz. Then we got had to send her back to the island because she laughed at my Jizz Lane's Maxwell. Wordplay.
You went for it.
The Grainers, Caleb Stutes, Nate, Zach Smith, Quasimodo, Simon Whalen, call him Chrissy Poseidon the way he makes Yanni Cyclops because he went. Nuka Luke, Cameron Levesque. Then we got I went out net fishing and all I caught was a masturbate Yannis. Too many, yeah, it's we've got too many letters.
Yeah.
Sorry. Taliban sponsored by Manscaped, hashtag fuck Bush.
That's a goodie, man. Yeah, we get a chicken figured out on that.
Situation, the mother got me moving too many vegetables. Give me some green to put my peen in between. Bill Cosby level REM sleep.
That's a goodie. That is a good night's sleep. That is a deep, deep sleep. That's on the list. It's borderline walked in and almost throwing that one on the list.
Jacob Sarvis, Selman Ladd, Joseph Sorellis, Kamala Harris, aka Goop Scoop Connoisseur. Billy for the table, Keon. I'm just the FF2 standing in front of the TVG asking him to swim through and Coco bad.
Yeah.
Hood Handyman, aka fixing Leroy's ceiling crickets.
The ceiling cricket has become like your cult favorite. Yeah.
We're gonna axe the ceiling cricket.
Well, you gotta let them have fun. They love it.
Lawrence of Alabia. James Briggs. Mitchell, Jason, please, Sydney Sweeney, step on my nuts.
The kid is reaching out.
One of these kids?
Yeah, it's gotta be. I love how that kid is just throwing that out to the universe through our podcast. I'm gonna give him a chicken finger
Okay.
for his pain.
Ryan Goldsmith, Hauser Bean, Oscar, Mike Barlow, Chris Reel, Bolt Lock and Key, and then last but not least, Hitler's #1 draft pick.
Security.
Ready for the list? Yeah. I'm going to read them all. Took a shits with Rasputin, now my hole's forever Putin. Kurt Cobain's Abstract Ceiling Art LLC.
That's sticking around. That's sticking around.
Bill Cosby level REM sleep.
Andrew Huberman never talks about that level of fucking. But I'm gonna Drexler it.
Yo, how the F my aunt molested my uncle and not me, I was a smoke show.
It's gotta stick around. That's gotta stick around.
And there were no Leroy's on Epstein's list because Carnival Cruise didn't stop in.
Stop there. Yeah. You won. You know what we're going to call that? That one was a LeBron James. We just invented a new one with this, meaning it came out early and it lived up to the hype. Thank you so much, everybody.